It has to be done with your work, your family commitments, your not just live your life in a classroom. So that's something happening. Adidas fan talking about Nike. This itself is a Adidas t-shirt. I think it's a Climber Max. This should have some cooling studs behind. So there's so much of technology in your sportswear today. At the same time, the shoe market, the equipment market, where is this whole thing going is an interesting thought. So this year case study about Nike is so interesting. I had to take a dig at it, being a sports fan, being Adidas fan, and absolutely non-Nike customer. So, quick dig at it. So as always, laid out visually. I'll take a better view of this quickly so that you can see as you stand in front of your war room. You can see what's happening with this company, and it's very easy for you to do that. I don't know whether you have a wall at home. This is how some of us do it. Just a thought for you. Comes to the business end of it. This is the boardroom chat. 30 million, 32 million, 34 million. If you just grow like this, check my maths. 41 billion, sorry, billions, all up billions. Sri Lanka is a 90 billion economy. 41 billion. No Nike board member is going to agree just to hit this. They will want you to do more just for fun. There will be a question, can you double this revenue? 68 billion. Now that is not going to be easy. That's like 3 times your growth rate of what you're growing now. So that's your strategic planning gap, and that's what we are thinking about. Before we come to strategies, generally in a case study, any business, you go and look how much cash you have, 5.2 billion. That's a lot of cash. But honestly, compared to Apple, that's nothing. Apple's got 25 billion cash, the most cash-rich company. It's cash, cash and equivalent. So just to put it into perspective, when Adidas bought Reebok 2005, they bought it for $3.8 billion. So it's not a lot of cash to go buying Under Armour, buying this, buying that. So you got to really think how to use that cash effectively. They've got some issues in their margins. Their GP margins are dropping, but not life or death. It's expected, competition, cost rising. So you should not kill yourself on it. It's a concern, that's fine. Funding has been talked about. Not a lot of information about balance sheets and all that given. So you have to take a high level view. If you don't want to do share issues in US, maybe you could raise funds in markets like China, set up separate entities there, legal entities, rather than just having partnerships and distribution arrangements. Thoughts? I haven't really thought about it. Get a good financial advice on this. Apart from that, not really treading too much on my financials here, but really concerned about the financials in US. USA, made in USA, the Trump chant. You're not even growing, you're declining. This is going to be a huge pressure. US market is doing its best in decades. It's one of the fastest growing economies in the western side of the world. And everybody's got cash in their hand after the tax cuts. There is lowest unemployment, everything is on the positive side. And Nike is unable to grow. Big issue has to be addressed. This should be like growing at 10%. Is a view. Nike also is aligned to one side of USA. They are anti-Trump, so they are from the Hillary camp, more liberal, and they're very open about it, very controversial. Maybe 50% of the US consumers who burned their Nike shoes a couple of months ago because of a Nike campaign might not be aligned to Nike, so they might have to get and become a little neutral politically. Nike's women issue continues. They got to do something about women. They've got a strong brand, no question. Awareness is amazing, people are recommending. Struggling with equipment, this is a space to focus. Excited about the athleisure market. We call it the non-sport market. What I generally wear to class, to work, sometimes for weddings. I wear sportswear. So Nike has to ask the question, what business are we in? This is a very intelligent question. Parker asked this some time ago. Parker, are we in pens or are we in gifts? The truth is, most people wear Nike for non-sport. The athleisure. The casual wear world is moving to athleisure. Small numbers, but it's emerging. So this is an area Nike might have to redefine their vision and mission, which is linked to an athlete. I consider this probably a constraint, a strategic constraint. Give it a call. The truth is, some of the top athletes who are runners in the world don't even wear Nike unless they're sponsored. The brands that come on top even in the Ironman world. So Ironman is like ultra endurance. These guys run 42 kilometers after swimming and cycling. Brands like ASICS actually dominate. There are specific brands like OnCloud, Hoka One. So Nike doesn't come to the picture. So even in the performance world, though they want to be this ultimate athlete solution, some categories they don't dominate. So that's a concern. Very fast. They've got a strengthened brand. We talked about that. 30,000 outlets. Big strength around the world. Growing, direct and digital. No need to get all and fancy with this VR and all that. Those are like our level 2 operational stuff. But keep an eye. A lot of risks can be distracting. Biggest concern is their reputation risk. 1996, Sri Lanka won the World Cup. I failed my A-levels. Nike had a child labor issue. Sri Lanka hasn't fixed the World Cup problem, but Nike too hasn't fixed their reputation. This is big. They got to do a lot to support this. Still, the ethical issues are coming into play. That's not good. So Nike's got to fix this. And being one of the largest employers in the third world or the emerging world, somewhere you got those numbers, 500,000. Nike should do a lot more. They should be hand in hand with the United Nations, helping employment and communities. We should be knowing them on the top of their mind. Come on, Nike, clean up your reputation. China is a big opportunity for everyone. So, got to play the China game right. And we talked about the obvious opportunity of a lifestyle of being healthy, active, fit. So Sri Lanka's seen this. Personally, my experience, the Ironman numbers, we sold out Ironman in Sri Lanka. The Spinfit Sundown, which we did a couple of weeks ago, had super numbers. Colombo Marathon, which strategy gets involved all the time. Numbers have doubled. So this is a big growing market. But don't forget, the lifestyle is aspirational. The non-sport, the guy who goes shopping wears Nike. That you got to understand and change the game. Nike's got strengths, they got amazing star power, a lot of brand endorsements, sponsorships. It's also a risk. Remember Lance Armstrong, doped, Nike sponsored. Remember Tiger Woods, who had a major problem with his 13 girlfriends. It can backfire, so you got to watch it. But there are a lot of stories in that Nike story. So this is an amazing opportunity. There are stars, there are hidden stories of athletes. Nike's got tremendous storytelling potential. They could, all my digital corporate communication guys know this, if you studied that subject wherever, the power of storytelling. So, super opportunity. So I guess I've covered a quick dip on my analysis. By the way, this is not comprehensive. Do not use this without some guidance. Biggest issue at hand, end of the day, is Amazon. When Amazon is in the picture, you got to watch out. They can be a partner for you, collaborate with them. So without you trying to kill yourself on direct and digital, Amazon's got the world. How do you work with Amazon? How do you partner? But said that we might not be very good at collaboration and partnerships because our culture looks like is a very acquisition oriented, pretty aggressive personality. So don't know whether we are good at working together as loose partners, collaboration. So I consider that possibly a bit of a weakness. Hence with Nike and Amazon, love affair might, even if you try it, might be tough to work. There's an outside radical thought, why can't we sell part of Nike to Amazon? Now these type of things you'll only tolerate if we in the boardroom, there are mergers and acquisitions that we talked about. My life at NDB, it was all about mergers. Could we buy Nations Trust Bank? Because we had the cash. 5.2 billion is what Nike had. NDB, I think, had about 6 billion rupees. They looked at buying Ceylon Bank at that time. There was option to merge with commercial. So when somebody says, can we sell part of our business? It comes from that mergers and acquisition world. Careful, don't touch it unless you understand it. Remember, mergers and acquisitions, alliances, partnerships, collaborations is amazing ways to grow, and hopefully look at this massive number from this number. There you go. My quick strengths, brand is a strength, my reach is a strength, my stories over the years is a strength. The stars and the partnerships, obviously my loyal customers, just top 5 I think, yeah. Reputation is a big weakness. It should be right now a lot of focus. Culture at Nike, inside the company, not done enough work, but some reason I feel it's a very aggressive, macho personality, double check, I'm not sure. Vision is a constraint, it's very narrow. World is saying I want to wear Nike to go buy food, and Nike is trying to make athlete out of you. So how do you marry these two? Opportunity is the athleisure market. Wear this attire to class, to work. I don't know, maybe if you're a wedding, that sounds radical. China is opportunity, India, I call this Chindia. Amazon collaboration, you got to figure out to work with Jeff Bezos. Digitally, Nike is strong, they can do a lot. Threats, the 3 Ds. Trump, home country. Tariff issues around the world. And trade, got to watch. Amazon is also a threat. They can take away your day-to-day product market and do their own label. Maybe they'll bio one of these companies that are hanging around. Maybe they'll bio Adidas, God knows. So you got to watch out and quickly tango with it. Some thoughts. Coming to the growth strategies. Direct digital, penetrate the market. Cut the costs down. Physical distribution. Working with SoftLogic costs. Go direct. With regard to the athleisure space, maybe a new brand on athleisure, because Nike might not on its own go there. Athleisure may be a blue label, just like the Johnny Walkers did. Performance side, you could come up with a goal, because most of the top athletes, like the triathletes, are not wearing your stuff. Equipment, you need to have a strategy for equipment, innovate for home equipment, etc. Finally, the out-of-the-box stuff for diversifying. Nike theme parks. Think about it. Nike movies, the stories. Nike gyms, franchise around the world, a place for people to come check out Nike stuff. Nike gaming. Totally out of the box. I haven't done the FSA on this. Feasibility, acceptability, suitability. It's just brainstorming. So this is a dig, a very high level dig. So just to tell you how the boardroom works, starts from finance, look at cash, understand risks, markets. Oh, the beauty of ACI case study gets your brain working. Of course, to pass this, you got to learn how to write, time it, answer plan, etc. Set all of that. Recommend Adidas. Look at how beautiful this is. Wow.